Welcome back to Bluebell Island for episode 4 with me, MrSealyp. After the feedback from the last few days on episodes 1, 2 and 3, what I have found, and it's fascinating to me, is that certain things that I've been thinking in my head, certain things I thought, oh, I want to change this, I want to change that, I chose certain things because I thought they would work well and haven't quite worked as well as I thought they would do. The problem is you then think, if I change things, are people going to be annoyed? Not cross, but I suppose, to a degree. Or, people don't like things changing straight away. But I made a few decisions of things I wanted to change. Interestingly, in a lot of the comments I received, people were saying the same thing. We think you should change this, you shouldn't have had this piece of machinery, maybe think about, and it happens quite a lot. I've had comments left about the Massey Ferguson plough, because it's not a reversible one, it doesn't change sides, you can't swap sides. I was using it incorrectly in that I was going up one side of the field, then coming back down the other way, and you wouldn't plough normally like that. You would go up one side of the field, then you'd have to go round to the other side of the field, come back down it. So I'm thinking of maybe getting rid of that and getting one that I can switch. Probably same sort of width, about 2 meters, but one that I can switch over. Maybe, that's the first thought. Second thing was the seed refill point down here, where I put in the seed and fertilizer refill points. I've got rid of them. I put them in because I thought it'd be far more convenient. They're right by the farm, but realistically this is a small map. Bluebell Island is very, very small, and the old grain elevator, which is only just kind of off in that direction, it's not far away. The refill points are there. It's not like I've got to travel miles. So they're gone. I don't need them. I'm going to go to the refill point up here. Very, very quickly, the Bura Comfort tractor. I had it in green. I put it in Fent green, and it's just through the hedge. I've got it on the cultivator over here. I've put it back to the standard Bura colours. There's a reason for that, which you're going to find out in a moment. So that's back to its normal Bura colours. And over this way, the bales. What I was informed was that the Goweil feed mixer, you can place square bales into it, which I knew, but obviously it's designed for round bales, picking them off the floor. That's why I went with round bales. However, doing the round bales, collecting, etc. is taking a huge amount of time, and stacking, etc. So with some of the new mods that have come out over the last few days, I'm switching out the Kuhn round baler for the Krone 12080 square baler. It's much, much cheaper to buy, low horsepower requirement, which is going to kind of work on this low horsepower farm that I'm going with. So I'm going to switch to a square baler. I've bought all these over, and as you can probably tell, these aren't stacked the same. I did a contracting job on the field there to get the money to lease the round bale auto stack, just to get these off the field and get them here quickly. I know it's kind of not the done thing, but I needed to get them here so I can get it sorted out. So it's kind of a refresh, reset, I think, after episode 3. A few things that hadn't worked. I'm also looking at probably a different windrower. I already said that, I kind of mentioned that, but I'm also going to sell some equipment and change some. So I'm up at the store, and here's the thing. This, whilst it is an old piece of machinery and I thought it'd be quite cool and I needed it to pull this, I'm thinking as well, it's a small map and that seed is probably too big. It's a 6 metre, so I'm going to get rid of that. If I get rid of that, I don't need this, so I'm going to get rid of this and this. I'm going to get a smaller tractor and a smaller seeder. Plus, if I'm going square bales, I don't need the round bale trailer. This mod I love. Okay, just for the record, Peter J, brilliant, love this mod, but I'm going to get rid of it. I've got the Massey Ferguson square bale trailer, which I'm going to use. This I'm keeping, but the front forks, and this was another comment that was made, they look too modern and they're too long, and the first thing I thought when I started using them was they are too long. They stick way out the other side of the bales, probably by about that much there. So I'm going to get the Massey Ferguson bale spikes that go with the front loader attachment, so they're going to go as well. So a few changes, a few things to be sold. What I'm going to do is do that now, and then we'll see what money we've got to play with. As you can see, the money went up a little bit because I did a contracting job. But what I am baffled with is that I leased a piece of equipment and gave it back. My money seemed to have gone up, and I'm not quite sure why. So I'm very curious. Anyway, so I can get this in here as well. So, let's sell that. And sell that. Right. Next up then, the forks and the trailer. Now that's not to say I'm not going to come back around at some point and do round barrels again. I enjoy doing them. It takes an incredibly long time to do them. And we'll see how the Goweil works. I may end up getting an auto stack, but like I say, it's a really, really good trailer. Let me drop the forks first. Attach those. And attach the trailer like so. And like I say, I really do want to make this point very, very clearly. I'm not selling this trailer because I don't like it. I'm not selling it because it's not a good mod. It is brilliant. It's just I'm swapping to square bales and I won't be able to, or I don't need to use it. If I do come back around and do round bales again, I'm getting it back without a doubt. So let's sell that and sell those. Okay, bit of money to play with. Let's just whiz over quickly to the store and get the replacements. So tractor, I've got a couple of options here. I've got the Massey Ferguson 600 without cab. I've got a 3000 with cab. I thought I'd get a 600 with cab, so I've got one of each of those. But I don't want to get too many of the same sorts of tractor. So what I'm going to do is get the little Diddy Hurlimann. I really like that. It's very low horsepower. It's only 88, but then a lot of this machinery on the Massey Ferguson pack doesn't require much more than that. So I'm getting the Hurlimann, and as you can see, because let's just come out of here, because it's green, that's why I've changed the Bura back to its standard colours, otherwise they'd be almost the same. That's a really nice looking little tractor, isn't it? I like that, and that's going to fit here perfectly. Front and rear 3-point linkages, which is going to make life a lot easier for various different jobs. Very, very nice. All prestige and turbo. Can't go wrong. Very nice. Okay, and that all can also put narrow tyres on that, so I can use that for weeding and other little jobs like that. Back to the store. Front loader forks. Go right along to the end to the Massey Ferguson, and I'm going to get the Massey Ferguson front loader fork. Only 600 with spikes, please. And next then will be the sewing machine. I've kind of gone along various different options and I'm kind of umming and ahhing, but I'm going to go with the Massey Ferguson 30. It's old, it fits the map, it's only 4,600. It's 4 metres wide. I looked at some of these, that's a 5.4, it's a lot of money, 54,000. That has got a very small capacity, 500 litres, so I might go with the TF 1500, which increases the tank, but that's 11,000 just for that. But I might do that because I might need the tank space, so I'm going to go with the Massey Ferguson Cedar. I'm going to need a different one as well for doing corn and other things. For the time being, I'm going to grab that. And what was the next thing I thought that I suddenly remembered? Oh yeah, the plough. I didn't bring the plough over to sell actually. But looking at the options available, obviously that's 4,400. Again, it's very, very cheap. 1.9 metre plough. I've got the option of Kockerling, which is 12,000, which is another mod, which is 1.9. I think that, I don't know if that switches over or not. The Salford is a 2 metre, but that could be fixed as well. It might just be that those, trouble is further up we go, I'm getting to big horsepower stuff. I might just have to change the way I plough. I think that's probably the other way of looking at it. I just plough differently. What else am I missing? Ah, that was the other thing. I didn't bring the baler over, but I need to get rid of the baler. I'm going to get the Krone BIG Pack 12080 for only 12,000. I'll be mad not to. This one may fit a little bit better. I don't know if it does or not, but it's very expensive. So, I'm going to get this. Now, there might be a couple of bits I suddenly remember. Oh yes, I meant to get X, Y, Z, Z, whichever one say. But for the time being, these are going to work brilliantly. I'll get the fork onto the Massey 600. I'm going to get the seeder onto the back of here, and let's transport them over. I need to bring the Krone round baler back. It seems like a very big baler to have on this map, but it's cheap, low horsepower requirement, and it will work perfectly. So let's get on with some jobs then, shall we? Let's check this little beauty out. Love it. Basic, small. And perfect. So, let's get that back over and filled up. Get some seed in it. It doesn't matter. Across the grass. It'll be fine. So, where am I going? Seed over here? I'm sure this is fertiliser, isn't it? Oh no. Only takes 500 litres. But to be fair, close that up. A lot of the fields are very small, so I may need to get the front attachment just to give me a bit more capacity. So seed. Fertiliser and liquid fertiliser. Okay, right. Let's get this back. Now, I have also been informed that there is likely to be an update for this map. Isn't there always? If there is, I'll deal with it. Take it on the chin, fresh start, and just reset everything. That's not too much of a problem. A lot of people ask me when I talk about resetting the map or moving my tools and machinery over. I'm not on PC, I don't do it with XML files. It's all just manually making a list of what you've got, coming back out when you restart, restocking with what you need. It's all a bit of a laborious kind of task, but it's well worth it, and hey, I do it for you. everything is moved from recent purchases. I'm thinking I want to get a fertiliser sprayer, so I might well do that. But first jobs first, I'm on field 3, just south of the farm. It's now been ploughed and is ready to go, so I'm going to cultivate it. Now, another one of the comments that keeps getting left, or has been left by various people, is that with certain seeders, and if you've ploughed the field you don't need to cultivate it, you can seed straight away. And I totally get it. I wanted to try out the new cultivator, so the new one. It's been out a while now, but the cultivator, the Massey Ferguson one, there were a few comments left after the pack came out saying it doesn't work properly, you can't hire a worker, or it wouldn't turn around, or so I'm going to hire a worker just for a minute and see what happens. But it seems to be working perfectly well. Little Bureau doing a brilliant job. This one I'm going to seed with probably wheat or barley, because I need more straw bales. It seems to be working fine. Okay, all good. Right, I will pop off and do the next job in a moment. Just make sure that moves off fine. Lovely. Okay. Well, that's cultivating field 3. I need to sort out a bit of cleanliness for the animals. They've got a bit messy. Time is moving on. It is 6:20 in the evening. So get the animals cleaned up and sorted before bedtime. It's probably not a bad idea. And then we also need in this episode to sort out getting some feed done for the cows, the total mixed ration. That has missed a bit though. Mind you, that was me. Haha, I did the first bit. I'm going to jump in the Massey Ferguson 200C with the shovel on the front. It's almost like a little mini bulldozer really. I'm going to clean up the feed areas here, the pigs and the sheep. Where are the sheep? Mine's gone blank. Oh yeah, they're just behind the farm, aren't they? Of course they are. Okay, so let's jump in. Now I don't know if I can do it from here. I don't know if my skills are that good. Okay, that is working. Make sure we pick up as much as we possibly can. I think that's it. Oh, let's lift that up. Perfect. Okay, right now, off the pigs. Drop that a little bit just so I can see where I'm going. It's not a bad idea, is it? Early evening on Bluebell Island. What a lovely place to be. This is the field I did the contracting job on. It does need all the rest of the contracting jobs on it to prepare it for its next crop, so I don't mind driving across it this time. That's not so bad. Okay, here we are. There's one interesting thing about these there we go. Let's see if it picks up. Nope. Go got the bucket tips. Yeah, I'm an out-of-cab person. Oh, that's probably why. Wasn't tipped forward properly. Now let's try, shall we? That's better. Okay. Let's make the pigs happy, shall we? Okay. Lovely. That's that sorted. And off to the sheep. Now with the sort of money these bits of machinery are costing, and the sort of money I've got now in the bank having sold all those expensive bits of equipment, I could have 2 or 3 of these knocking around, but that's not the point of the farm. It's supposed to be using my small equipment, travelling around the farm, doing the jobs that need doing, not having whole sets of equipment everywhere. Oh, that Krone, the Krone baler, that only just fitted in there. But it went in. I probably would have been better off putting that one. That seemed... it is wider actually. Or maybe in there, swap the weeder out. I don't know. Anyway, it went in. Anyway, that's the main thing. I'm trying to keep all of my sort of grass equipment. I did get the larger windrower. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the larger windrower. The wider one. I looked at... there was a small one, a new mod one. Sorry, I'm digressing slightly. The PZ Zwigers, PZ or PZ Hey Bob 300, and it was a new mod, and I thought, oh, I'll have a look at that and grab that. It's quite cheap. Downside is this one is only 1.2 meters wide. The one I used the other day was 4.6, and that took me forever. I thought going from 4.6 to 1.2 meters would be crazy, so I did install it, but I'm not going to use it. So I went for the slightly larger one, which will make life far easier. Let's jump back in here. Let's sort out the sheep, shall we? I think they're probably the worst than all of them, or the worst of all of them. That's better. Make sure I get all of it. There we go. It's funny, it's only 171 litres, but it looks so much on the ground. And that's it. Okay, so animals are done. They're sorted and hopefully happy. Get this back over to the cow sheds without killing the chickens. Let's sort out feeding those cows some mixed rations, shall we? I've dropped off the front loader forks just for the time being. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, right. Got the Goweil on the back. And this is where it all gets interesting. Now you notice the piles or bales have changed slightly. I did spend a bit of time just reorganising the bales from those tool stacks to how they need to be. Now, there are a few ways of doing this. Yes, I could get a much bigger feeder wagon and do a whole load in one go and all that kind of thing. But I want to do things differently, slow things down a little bit. So this thing is an absolute beauty. I do like this bit of kit. I did a mod review on this, one of my guide 2s. So first thing, drop it down to the ground. Then put the arm down, like so. With the arm down, you can slide in onto a bale, like so. Now what you can do, if I do this, is open it out a little bit. If you notice that down there, I can bring it in or open it out without going too far. Open it out enough that I can go under the bale, like so. Then close it again, he says, like that, so it'll pick the bale up. Now, from there, it was a case of lifting this bale up and knocking it in. And there we go. First bale in. Put that back down to the ground. Now, because you can, if you notice, this has got 3-point linkage here and a 3-point linkage here. It doesn't mean you can put it on either way round, so you can take the bales on one side or the other side, or switch around as you need to as you move through the stack. This one, I'm not sure if I'm going to get the one below there without knocking the whole stack down. I'll do this one next. So, open that out just a little bit. Like so. Hopefully coming on the bale should have been a bit straighter. Whoop. Now the top bale will probably fall, but again, not a problem. And now, lift that in, like so, whilst making an absolute mess of the stack, but it has gone in. So that's a silage bale and a hay bale. Now just a straw bale, it takes one of each. And finally we need a straw bale. Now I don't have to. If I lift the arm up, make sure that's down as well, as far as it will go. Just turn that off a second. Oh, actually. Make sure it's still mixing. Right. So what I can do, you can pick them up using that, the round ones, and put them in by lifting the arm up. What I can do, as far as I'm aware, and this is why it will work with square bales, I believe you can just feed it like you do a normal feed wagon, I think. This will be a quick test, but hopefully. Now my other options available, without going into the engine of the Massey 200C, let's get a bale. Now my other option, and this is something I'm thinking of doing, is doing a load of this and putting a big pile of total mixed ration on the floor, and then I can just come and scoop out whenever I need to. That's my other option. I could do this every time, it's going to take a while, but I might mix it, put it on the floor, but this should, I hope. There we go. So you can put the bales in fed if you want to, rather than doing it using the actual Goweil arm and all the rest of it. So I'm assuming square bales will go in. That's 12,000 litres. It takes one bale of each, so there's no mucking around with ratios or anything like that. Lift it up. Let's feed these cows. I did have a quick trial. There's a little bit in here, I think. So I wanted to make sure it would work. And it comes out this side when you tip. So if I get close enough. And now, there we go. Total mixed ration. The cows are being fed. Now this isn't going to go very far. Obviously 12,000 litres won't go very far at all. But if I keep this up for a little while, I'll be good. Quick look then in the menu. Actually turn it off. Right. So, how are we looking feed-wise? Yeah, but right-hand corner, yeah, that's barely touched the side. So we're going to need to do a bit of this, which I think I'm probably going to have to do off screen, otherwise it's going to take forever. You don't want to sit and watch half an hour of me just making total mixed ration and feeding them. Cleanliness now is all 100% across the board. We've cleaned them all out. That's good. They could all do with a bit of water. Oh, that's a point. I bought an Aquatrans. Where did I put it? I need to fill that up. We'll do that as well. We'll fill it and we'll get some water to the cows before bedtime. But there you go. The Goweil works really well. I like this. So I'm going to carry on, I think. Carry on messing the stacks up. I have jumped into the Hurlimann. I thought, well, why not? Just bought it, might as well use it. And I remembered where I put the Aquatrans, the Joskin water trailer, tanker, whatever you want to call it. Let's pack this up. And let's whiz out to the lake. There are water sources dotted around. I've just turned the wrong way. Probably go down to where I paddled in the lake in the other episode. Nice gentle slope down into the water there. It'll work out perfectly. I didn't go through a hedge though, did I? I'm trying to remember. Did I? I hope not. I did, didn't I? Ah. Damn you hedges. Right. Okay. Oh, look at that colour on the lake. Wow. So, backed in. Let's fill up. Notice top right hand corner, I'm not getting charged for it, which is unusual. It's not a Giants map. But there we go. We are filling up from the kind of slightly inland lake. It's not that far inland. And for free. Hooray! Right. We'll get this back. Let's feed the animals. Feed them, water the animals. Ready for bedtime. That is the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Whether it's been informative or useful, that would be a bonus. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.